Oh man, it's a salute heard around the world. Elon Musk supposedly, mind you, supposedly did a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration, and everyone's abuzz about it. We've got Germans talking about it, how they think it was a Nazi salute. We've got the left screaming that Musk is literally Hitler, that he's anti-Semitic, and that what he was doing was obviously a blatant Nazi salute. And they're going to constantly use this to say that Trump is Hitler. They're going to keep on using this to say that they're all anti-Semitic, they're all Nazis, this, that, and the other. And honestly, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of the left doing the whole, everyone is Hitler. Everyone who does this, that, or the other is Hitler. And they just pick apart everything they can find to just call everyone Hitler. It is ridiculous, and it is tired, and it is annoying. Because, listen, man, Elon Musk is autistic. He has said so himself. He's got Asperger's. He is autistic, right? He didn't do a Nazi salute. He literally said afterwards, "My heart goes out to you," and he did this whole thing where he grabbed his chest and threw it out and did it again, right? Now, Nazi salute is where you clap your heels together, you extend your right hand, kind of like a 45-degree angle with your palm facing down. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get clipped. But in all of that, Elon Musk didn't do that. He just grabbed his heart, slammed his hand on his chest, and then threw it outwards. And he said, "My heart goes out to you." Now, was it stupid? Yeah, no, it was dumb. Was it something that was probably a really bad idea for someone who's going to be in government? Yeah, real stupid. You gave them a clip, you gave them something to grasp onto, and now they're never going to let it go. But Elon Musk is not anti-Semitic. He might have talked about the Great Replacement theory, but that's not anti-Semitic. And if you say it is, you're dumb, because that's stupid. I mean, for God's sake, the man visited Israel after October 7th, whenever they had the attack from Hamas. A Nazi would not do that. That is not normal Nazism behavior. And Musk isn't out here saying that Jews must die or Jews are the number one problem in the world. People are fucking stupid whenever they say that Musk is anti-Semitic. Because first off, Great Replacement theory is not based on Jews. It's based on the fact that people, the left in particular, want to replace white people / Americans with immigrants. And there's some merit to it. I'm not saying the entire thing's correct, but from what we saw with Joe Biden, there's some merit to it. And I think of it like a wisdom of the crowd moment, right? Where, I don't know if you guys know about wisdom of the crowd, but I'll kind of give you a quick explanation here. Basically, the idea is that when a bunch of people all say something, right, they haven't talked to each other, they just say their guesses, they're all going to be wrong. But they're going to be wrong in different directions, and enough that when you average them all out, you come to the correct answer. And this happens every time that someone does this, right? If they haven't talked to each other and they've just given their opinion, their thought process on something, they will all be wrong. And then when you average it out, you'll find the true correct answer in the middle, right? And I think a lot about these conspiracy theories like that, where the left will say none of this is happening at all. And the far right will say, this is all happening. It's all just a big conspiracy. It's all this, that, and the other. And like I've said 1,000 times, and I will say again, and I will never stop saying it, there's no such thing as black or white. Everything is a different shade of gray. The truth is somewhere in the middle. In that, yes, there probably are some sort of people who are trying to replace people. But is it a concerted effort by the entire government? Doubtful. Is it something where the left might want it to happen? Sure. Is it malicious? Yes. But are they on purpose trying to replace all Americans? No, I doubt it. I think they just want to replace the conservatives. I think they want a new voting base. And I think that's probably around where the truth is, where there's some truth to it, but not the whole thing. And it's greatly exaggerated. But also the left is wrong when they say it's not happening at all, because it obviously is a little bit. And I think it's wild that people don't just look down the middle, because the truth is always in the middle. There's always everything, like I said, nothing is black and white. Everything is a different shade of gray. The question becomes, which shade of gray is the truth? It's always the center one. So from MSNBC, we'll get into this. Elon Musk condemned for gesture resembling a Nazi salute at Trump inauguration event. Tesla CEO Elon Musk faced immediate backlash on Monday for a gesture he made while addressing a crowd at a Donald Trump inauguration event, renewing attention to his past anti-Semitic remarks and his far-right beliefs. After effusively thanking the crowd at the Capital One Arena for electing Trump, Musk, a close ally of the president and the head of the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, placed his right hand on his chest and stretched his arm outward, his palm facing the ground. He then turned around and repeated the gesture before placing his hand on his chest again. My heart goes out to you, he said. It's thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. That moment in Musk's speech circulated quickly, as did the backlash. Many took the gesture as the fascist salute adopted by the Nazis in the early 20th century, and one that the neo-Nazis continue to use today. It drew intense criticism from several left-leaning politicians in Europe, and, as Rolling Stone reported, multiple far-right figures and groups have cheered Musk's gesture online. Others were quick to jump to Musk's defense. Some prominent figures have attributed it to his Asperger's syndrome diagnosis, which Musk has spoken openly about. The Anti-Defamation League, which came under fire last year for what employees said was its CEO's apparent elevation of pro-Israel advocacy over combating anti-Semitism, called it an awkward gesture and a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath, the ADL said in its statement. Musk did not respond to NBC News' request for comment. On social media, he is not contented with the backlash against his gesture, suggesting instead that the angry reactions are part of a Democratic-led hoax. Frankly, they need better dirty tricks, Musk wrote in a post on X, referencing his past claim that Democrats are orchestrating a campaign against him. The everyone is Hitler attack is so tired. Musk has faced scrutiny for his alignment with far-right figures and his promotion of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories in the past. He boosted the racist and anti-Semitic Great Replacement theory on X, allowed far-right extremist accounts to proliferate on the platform, spread conspiracies about the 2024 election and national tragedies, and more recently voiced support for Germany's far-right anti-immigrant political party, Alternative for Germany, as part of his efforts to exert his influence on European politics. There's a lot to unpack there. Let's start off with, his promotion of Alternative for Germany. I don't think that it's racist to say that we should be allowed to control what immigrants come in our country. And the left will constantly throw that word around, to the point where it's lost all meaning, to the point where being called racist or anti-Semitic is a badge of honor at this point because it means the left hates you. Because just like sexist and racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, all these words are thrown around constantly, and they lose all their meaning. Just like plenty of words have been thrown around that I'm not going to say on YouTube because they'll get mad at me, but a homophobic slur has been thrown around so much that it's lost its meaning. No one cares anymore. Same thing with the with other words that I'm also not going to say because YouTube gets mad at me when I do. But slurs against, shall we say, autistic or mentally slow people. That word's lost its meaning too because everyone always says it, and it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it's fucking stupid that the left just pushes so hard to label someone as anti-Semitic or racist or homophobic or sexist. Like, I don't know if they realize that they're just watering down the words. When everyone is called something, then no one cares what it is. It likens back to that children's story that we've all heard and no one really paid attention to apparently, which is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Story time. We're going to talk about that for a minute here. There was a boy in a little village, and this boy liked to have fun, right? So he was a shepherd, and he would run into the town screaming, "Wolf! Wolf!" And the townspeople would sprint out trying to help him. They wanted to stop the wolf from killing the sheep. When they got out there, there was no wolf, and the boy just lay there laughing and laughing. Then the townspeople grumbled, and they went back to their village. And he did it again. Then they rushed out again, with a little less fervor this time. And again, there was no wolf, and they grumbled, and they went home. And he did it again, and fewer people came out, with even less fervor, to the point where they barely cared. And there was no wolf, and the boy just laughed, and the townspeople went home. And then there was an actual wolf. The wolf came. The wolf attacked his sheep, and he ran into the town, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Wolf! Wolf!" And the townspeople didn't care. The townspeople didn't come out, and the wolf slaughtered all his sheep. Because the boy had used the word too many times, and no one cared anymore. And that's the same thing the left is doing here. They're constantly labeling everyone for everything. Racist, sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, whatever, right? To the point where no one fucking cares. And they need to learn that nobody cares. Because you can say things are racist. You can say things are anti-Semitic. You can say things are homophobic. You can say things are sexist. Whatever you want to say, right? But until you prove it, no one gives a shit anymore. We're all tired of this shit, man. There's a reason why Trump won in November, and apparently the left has not yet learned it. They're just going to keep on leaning into their stupidity. They're going to keep on leaning into their goddamn fucking slurs that they're going to fucking say people are, because they just don't understand that America doesn't give a shit anymore. that Americans in general are fucking tired of hearing people constantly being called this. And then when they look into it, they're like, that's not racist. That's not sexist. That's not anti-Semitic. That's stupid. And I think at this point, the left has cried wolf so many times that the townspeople are no longer coming out. And when a wolf does come, because a wolf will come one of these days, the townspeople will say, I don't care and I don't believe you. And then the wolf will kill all the sheep. And that's the way it's going to happen. Because the left will constantly push and constantly say that every fucking thing is racist, it's homophobic, it's anti-Semitic, it's sexist, it's misogynistic, it's whatever the fuck it is, right? And these people, they will just constantly label everything that to the point where no one cares. And we're at that point. We're at the point where you can cry wolf all you fucking want, and everyone's just going to stay home. Because they're tired of running out. They're tired of defending the left when they say, oh, this is a wolf. It's a wolf. And then they just lay there laughing. And everyone goes home pissed off because they got lied to again. And it's happened so many times, especially when they called Trump literal Hitler, and to the point where they said worse than literal Hitler, that the people don't care. Trump was elected in not really a landslide, but the popular mandate nonetheless. Because the people don't care anymore. They don't believe you. They're tired of listening to your lies. And I say that because, the media does this whole thing where they're trying to get their clicks, right? They will say that Trump is almost as bad as Hitler. And that gets a lot of clicks. So then they'll say, Trump is as bad as Hitler. And that gets more clicks. So they'll say, Trump is literal Hitler. And that gets more clicks. To the point where they'll then say, Trump is worse than Hitler. And they'll get even more clicks. To the point now where the legacy media is dying. Because no one fucking cares. No one believes a damn thing they say anymore. Because they just constantly lie and slander and slam and all this other bullshit. And they think they're relevant. They think they matter. They think what they say is important. But their numbers tell the truth. They're getting basically no airplay. Because no one cares. Because no one wants to listen to their bullshit anymore. No one wants to hear them just call people that they like, that they voted for, maybe even them, racist and sexist and homophobic and bigoted and this, that, and the other, right? Because they've said it so many times. And people are tired of it. Either way, guys, that's all I've got to say about that. Sorry for all the swearing. It got me a little irritated. Next time he's coming up later today, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you then.